Now class 6. Today again the four friends, new radiant readers. Today the question answers. Today the important question answers. Okay. Now, number one question. Basically, the question is from your book. Number one, how did the dearest friend find out it lay entrapped by the hunter's net? Question number one from your book. How did the dearest friends find out it lay entrapped by the hunter's net? Right. Deer's friends searched high and low and finally found the deer entrapped by the hunter in his net. Now, right. Deer's friends searched high and low and finally the raven, I miss it. Finally, the raven found the deer entrapped by the hunter in his net. Right again. Deer's friends searched high and low, and finally, the raven found the deer entrapped by the hunter in his net. This is question number 1. 2. How could a small mouse save a big animal like the deer? Now, all of you write the question from the book. How could a small mouse save a big animal like the deer? Right. The mouse nibbled at the net as fast as he could, and soon the deer was free. Write the question. The mouse nibbled at the net as fast as he could, and soon the deer was free. Again write it. The mouse nibbled at the net as fast as he could, and soon the deer was free. Question number 3. Now, why was the deer worried about the tortoise coming up to help it? Question number 3. Why was the deer worried about the tortoise coming up to help it? Right. The deer was worried because the tortoise was slow, and if the hunter returns, the raven, the mouse, and the deer could easily escape, but the tortoise couldn't escape. Now again I am repeating the answer. The deer was worried because the tortoise was slow, and if the hunter returns, the raven, the mouse, and the deer could easily escape, but the tortoise couldn't escape. Now this is question number and answer of 3. 4. The question number 4. What was the raven's plan to save themselves from the hunter? Now, what was the raven's plan to save themselves from the hunter? The ravens said to the mouse that the deer and the raven said that the mouse, deer, and raven himself could escape easily. But he asked the deer to pretend to be lame and try to lure the hunter towards him, as the deer would try to run towards the forest. The deer should maintain a distance from the hunter. The raven asked the tortoise to pretend to hide inside the shell, but try to attract the attention of the hunter. Now let me read it again, the question number 4. Now, what was the raven's plan to save themselves from the hunter? The raven said to the mouse, the deer and the raven and the mouse, the deer and the raven could escape easily. He asked the deer to pretend to be lame and try to lure the hunter towards him, as the deer would try to run towards the forest. The deer should maintain a distance from the hunter. The raven asked the tortoise to pretend to hide inside the shell, but try to attract the attention of the hunter. Now question number 5. Why was the hunter not able to chase the deer? Question number 5. Why was the hunter not able to chase the deer? Now, the hunter as predicted by the cunning raven, all of you write, the hunter, as predicted, Predicted, by the cunning raven, stopped as he saw the deer. He also saw the tortoise, and instead of chasing the deer, his attention went to the tortoise, and he said that it would be a very delicious feast today with the deer's meat and the delicious turtle soup. Now, and the hunter thought that the deer did not notice him, so he wanted to handle the tortoise first. He tied him up in his bag and left it near the tree and turned towards the deer. So the hunter was not successful to chase the deer properly, because the deer in the meantime started to run towards the forest. Okay, now the next question, how did the hunter lose the tortoise too? Now, as the hunter started to chase the deer towards the forest, and in the meantime the mouse had already nibbled at the string of the bag that imprisoned the tortoise, and the tortoise came out from the bag of the hunter, and the tortoise started to move steadily and slowly towards the forest. Now, so the deer went through the forest, the tortoise also moved throughout the forest, and finally the hunter missed both the deer's meat and the rich turtle soup. Okay, my student, today up till this, all the questions, answers, you listen it again and again and write it down, and next day another chapter. Okay, thank you very much.